next we're going to talk about dog poop. So it happens so much, and I don't understand why each scenario is different, but I think that there's lots of reasons why this happens. But dogs eat poop, and people think it's gross, but dogs think it's amazing. So why do dogs eat poop?
I will give you a lot of money if you can tell me the answer to that that question. It kind of flies in the face of why we feed, these filet mignons and cut them up and feed them to our dogs when they go outside and eat the stool. It's a question that I get a lot, kind of why do dogs eat grass? It kind of falls into that scenario. And, coprophagia is the name of the medical condition, dogs eating feces or just eating feces in general. There is at least one medical explanation for it, and it's thought to do with malnutrition. If a dog's not getting enough nutrition, that they turn around and start eating their stool to kind of scavenge and to obtain any nutrition that they can. I think in today's day and age, especially if it's a dog that's owned and it's not roaming the streets, it's probably really unlikely for that to happen. And then it goes from there. It goes on to kind of a wives' tales. I mean, I've heard, it's in their DNA that their ancestral wolf packs thousands of years ago ate their stools to kind of hide the scent, so they couldn't be tracked and that kind of thing. Quite frankly, I just think it's a behavioral thing. Unfortunately, there's dogs that are cooped up in kennels all day or cooped up in small backyards, and maybe due to boredom. They don't have a lot going on. So this is kind of what they do. Certainly puppies are repeat offenders, and if that's not corrected as they get into adulthood, it's just kind of learned behavior and kind of something that they do. I've heard dogs eating cat poop. Cat diets typically are more protein rich, and they like the protein, et cetera, et cetera. Again, I think it really comes down to a behavioral thing. And what I used to tell my clients, and it's really kind of a pain to do because it's really labor intensive, but it really comes down to monitoring your dog's elimination habits so far as to really watch them when they go into the backyard, hover over them. And once they go, call them over, maybe even give them a treat, praise them, and of course, clean up the stool in the backyard. I've also heard of people walking their dogs on leashes, and after they go, they turn around, they try to eat it, they kind of gently correct them, and then do the same thing as far as reward them and take them inside and clean it up. And so really being diligent about cleaning up and monitoring their behavior is at least something I've recommended in the past. And then lastly, I know that there's certain products available to sprinkle on top of their food to, maybe cause an off-putting smell or something like that.
Because poop isn't off-putting enough.
You're right. It's been a 50-50 deal for me with those. Quite frankly, I don't think a lot of those really work. Some people find they do work, and I've heard some home remedies. I wish I could remember them right now as far as putting lemon juice or something.
I heard pineapple the other day.
That was the other one I heard recently too.
Yeah.
And I have no idea if that works or not.
I told them to try it out and let me know, and then I could have something else to recommend to people.
Yeah, that's trial by fire.
Yep. But I think to your point, the easiest thing to do is just clean up after they've gone to the bathroom and there's nothing to go back to.
Yeah. Agreed.
Seems like a pretty easy answer. All right.